Hey y'all, I am back with another video because I just watched Love is Blind Habbibi, and I was like, I just cannot sit here and not talk about it. I was like, you know what? And I know I am late to the party. But I need to talk about this show, Love is Blind Habbibi, because this show has got me confused. Like, when I tell you, this show literally has got me confused, and I love it. I just love how the women act, and I love how the men act, but they acted like super weird, but it made like good TV. Like, everybody acted super weird, especially Noor and that guy who was like, oh, I don't want to see my wife belly dancing. My wife should only be dancing in front of a mirror, not in front of people. I mean, I loved it. It was just all unhinged. Everything was just unhinged, and I just loved it. Like, you could literally not tell me to literally not watch the show. When I watched the show, it was super unhinged. Like, the way how the women and the men acted, it was weird and was unhinged. And now I'm starting to think that I kind of like this better than the USA one. For me, Love is Blind Habbibi almost topped Love is Blind USA, but I still like Love is Blind USA better because when I watched the reunion of Love is Blind Habbibi, I just felt like it was very dramatic, and then it just got like very lackluster, like real quick at the end. I was just like, continue the drama. Like, I wanted the drama to continue. Like, for me, I was just like, I wanted the drama to continue because I was just like, this show is just so unhinged in the most weirdest way. Like, it's just super unhinged in the most weirdest way. Like, we gotta get down to this. So anyways, I was watching, the reason why I got to like come across Love is Blind Habbibi is because I was watching 16 Leo's review of him reviewing Love is Blind Habbibi, and I was just like, you know what, why not I review the show? Like, why not I review Love is Blind Habbibi? Why not I review the show as well? Because this show seems so unhinged. So I'm watching 16 Leo's like review of Love is Blind Habbibi, and just the way how the women act. And I even saw a comment, and this comment was like, okay, so they basically just casted a bunch of just super rich influencers or whatever like that, and then they continue to comment like, this casting department is just so bad. Like, they casted a bunch of just super rich, attractive influencers, and I feel like that this cast for Love is Blind Habbibi season 1, they casted so many pretty women, which made them entitled to not really having to like work for like the partner that they end up with at the end of the show. Like, I don't really know exactly like who got married and like who broke up, but I know Noor didn't get married. And especially Noor, like when you would watch her in the beginning of the season, she was saying like, you know, I don't like walk dates, I don't like coffee dates, like do something better when it comes to a date. Like, Noor is very specific when it comes to what she wants out of a man, and it's almost as if it's like that all these women, their standards were extremely high, to the point where it was just like too high. Like, I know I have high standards for a guy, but it's not to the point where it's too high like dumb women. And I was just like, why are these women just so focused on having a man provide for them? And these women, they would say like, oh, I don't even want to work. Like, I don't want to work. I just want you to work. Like, the man pays for everything. And Noor was also saying, I even came across Noor's TikTok, and her TikTok was like, the man pays for everything, which honestly, props to her. And it was almost as if like the men did not like that. It was almost as if like the men did not like the fact that all the women had high standards when it came to what they want. All the women did not want to work when it came to having a husband, and the men felt some type of bitterness by this. All the men felt some type of bitterness or whatever like that. They felt some type of like, hey, animosity towards these women, because then out of the pods, a lot of these men, they act very crazy. A lot of these men out of the show, they act very crazy. They act very weird. And I honestly have to kind of take, it was almost as a side that I was deciding to take, I was like, should I be siding with the women, or should I be siding with the men? And I was like, I need to side with the women, because all the men on this show, they did not have the right standards. All the men on this show, every single time the woman would express what they want, nobody would listen. Like every single time the woman would express what they want, the man was just like, oh no, like you shouldn't even be working, whatever. Like, anyways, it was almost as if it's just like the woman wanted a soft life, and all the guys, like, they were just not accepting it. And then when it came to like when it came to coming out of the pods, oh my God, like the way how the men were acting. There was this one conversation I came across, and it was just like I don't know, I would come across some weird conversations any single time, like a woman would like say something, or like they would like kind of start a conversation with their partner. Their partner, like the man, they would get like extremely upset. Like they would get extremely upset, or just like they would just get infuriated with like what they're dealing with. Like I remember this one girl, she was like saying like, no, I think this one guy, he was like, oh, like the way how these men talk is just so aggressive, and it's super scary. It's so scary. And there was a conversation where like a woman and a guy were talking, and the guy was like, oh, I'm kind of happy that we are done with the pods. We're done with the pods, right? And like they were joking with, and he was joking with, you know, his partner, and he was just like, yeah, like no more pods. And then the woman was like, oh yeah, when I was first in the pods, I was talking to multiple guys, and then now, like, you know, I'm with you. And then the man proceeds to say, you were talking to multiple guys. Like it was almost as if it was an issue. And it was another scene where it was just like, this man was just like, oh, I don't want to see you belly dancing like in front of people. Like you should only dance in front of a mirror. And like even the guy was just like, oh, I don't want to see you. Like even the guy was just like, oh yeah, I don't want to see you dancing. Like this guy had a problem with his soon-to-be wife wanting to dance. And I think like I think the girl like ended up leaving. But like the way how like all these men were aggressive, and then don't even get me started with the reunion. Like the reunion was super good, but like the way how she acted at the reunion, it was a bit too much. I have to say it. But it was kind of like, I agree with what she wants when it comes to wanting what she wants when it comes to a man. And yes, she did apologize at the end of the show. Like she did apologize with, I forget the guy who she was with. She did apologize, but like the way how she was talking, she's almost a bit too confident. Like she literally like was just coming at other women who were not even in a situation. I'm just like, this is insane. Like she threw another woman in the mix of like her arguing with men on the show. Like she was arguing with guys in the reunion, and the way how Noor would just talk, it was very high pitched. Like she was just entitled, and like she was just like, I am pretty, like I see myself as pretty, like as a high standard. And I'm just like, oh my god, like this girl is really confident, but like you could tone it down a bit, you know, like you could tone it down a bit. And so for me, it was just like, you could have toned it down a bit. And this is just my opinions, because just the way how she was just so confident about herself was just like, oh my God, like, wow, like, this is insane. But honestly, I love how like Noor really just has high standards for men. I kind of want to interview Noor, but like, I just love how Noor, she has really high standards for men. Like I love it. I love how she has high standards for men, and as she should. And even when I saw people reviewing this show, they were just like, oh my God, this woman requests for too much. Why can't a guy get the same treatment? I mean, a guy can get the same treatment if the guy also gives the same treatment to the woman. It's almost like a help me, help you situation. And for me, I kind of just love how Noor had an extremely high standard when it came to like her wanting what she wanted. Like she had she just was like, yeah, no, like the man has to pay for everything. The man, like, I don't want to work. Like she, like, and even in the pods, like when she was sitting in the lounge, she was telling women like, you know, I want this out of a man. I want this. I want that. And the third. And then you had all the like women just looking at her like she was crazy. No, like as she should request for all those things she wants. And I used to believe in like a woman not really like having so many high standards, but now I'm just like, no, like, yes, like, get what you want out of a man. Like it, if you, and also I feel like that Noor, anyway, so yeah, like I feel like that Noor, she held super high standards, and it's like, as you should, as you should, as you should. I don't know, for me it's like as you should, because I think in this generation, like we need to have high standards. We need to have high standards when it comes to like what we want out of a man, out of a husband. And so I think I just loved it. But then it was like the way how the men were speaking. Like the men are a bit too aggressive and they're scary. Like I will watch the show and I'm just like, whoa, like what did he just say? And even when like there was like they were at the get together out of the pods, I was just like, what did this guy just say? Like the men were just super aggressive towards the women. Like the guys were just extremely aggressive. It's like just super aggressive towards the women. I mean, it was almost as if the men were just super sassy. Like the men were just giving so much sass, and it was just like, I kind of loved it. Like I kind of loved it. Like the way how the way how the men on this show, they would just start picking fights. It was just classy. I just loved it. Like I love the way how they would just pick fights. I love the way how they would just start fights and the woman would be so confused. And I would be confused too. I would be super confused too. I was just like, yo, this show is just super unhinged. Like this show is extremely unhinged, and I'm just here for it. I'm here for it because it literally gave Love is Blind USA. And I heard some people saying like, oh, like Love is Blind USA, like it's kind of worse than Love is Blind Habbibi. I think that Love is Blind USA and Love is Blind Habbibi, they are just as the same. They are just as the same. They are just like, they are the same level. But I think Love is Blind USA kind of wins. Like it kind of wins Love is Blind Habbibi over, because just the way how like Love is Blind USA, it just tops no other country. Like Love is Blind USA. Like, yo, like the fights are like times 10. I mean, like Love is Blind Habbibi, they had some huge drama, but like after the drama, like even Love is Blind Habbibi was kind of giving Love is Blind Sweden, like at the weddings. Like when it came to the weddings for Love is Blind Habbibi, if a woman said no, like the guy was okay with it. If a woman said no, like the guy was okay with it. And like if somebody said no, they would just, it was almost as if like if someone said no, basically like they were okay with it, and they were like, and the couples would just be like, oh, like, you know, we just need more time, like it's okay, we just need more time. It wasn't dramatic. Where when you watch Love is Blind USA, if somebody says no, it is super dramatic. Like it is extremely dramatic. When you watch the weddings and somebody says no, it is extremely dramatic. Like I mean, insane dramatic. Like it is kind of crazy. Like the weddings will sometimes be awkward, or if a guy says no, like it's like just the immense. And I mean, for like Love is Blind Habbibi, if someone said no, it was just like, okay, like they said no in a mature way. Like they were saying no in a mature way, and it was just accepted. It was accepted to say no at the altar. But Love is Blind USA, let somebody say no at the altar, they're getting torn down. Let somebody say no at the altar, they're getting beat down. But when you watch Love is Blind Habbibi, oh, if someone says no at the altar, it's okay. It is okay. Also, I wanted to touch on like, are like the people on Love is Blind Habbibi, like, were they trying to be influenced? Because like the way how Noor was talking during the reunion, and like the guys were kind of calling her out for kind of like being on the show for like kind of like clout, and like being on the show to like kind of like build like a name brand. I think Noor even admitted that. Like the women on Love is Blind Habbibi are super pretty, but I'm just like, were they out to be influencers? Because someone else was even saying like, I don't know how famous like these people are on this show Love is Blind Habbibi, but like they were kind of out to kind of like be influencers. Like they were just acting so high pitched, and for me it was just almost like I kind of just love the way how kind of like they were acting like influencers who kind of like deserve to be on top. Like they deserve, like they were acting like influencers who deserved to like be on top, to be like, you know, to be like the star of the show. And I just kind of loved how the women and the men were acting. Like, I just loved how they were acting. Like, the fights were insane. And like, they were kind of eating. They were kind of eating, I'm not gonna lie. Because I don't be watching like any Love is Blind. I don't be watching any other like Love is Blind franchises outside of like Love is Blind USA. Like, I don't be watching other Love is Blind franchises outside of Love is Blind USA. Like, I simply just don't. So for me to just like kind of see a quick turnaround and like watch a different franchise, I mean, Love is Blind Habbibi, it was even better than Love is Blind UK. I have to say, like Love is Blind Habbibi, it even topped Love is Blind UK. Like, for me, it just topped everything. Like, it low-key topped everything. I just love the way how everybody acted. Like, I love the way how everybody acted. And I'm just like, I kind of want to interview somebody. I want to interview somebody from this like franchise. I want to interview somebody from Love is Blind Habbibi and try to like just get out. Like, I kind of just want to like do it like a basis interview. I don't want to get into like too much because I don't really watch this show that deep. I kind of watch like the reviews like on YouTube about this show. So I want to interview somebody and just talk about like their experience on like going on a show like this and like how they got on this experience and stuff like that. And I'm kind of like, I really want to interview somebody. I don't know how I'm gonna make it happen, but I want to interview somebody from Love is Blind because like this show is just unhinged. I mean, just unhinged all the way. Anyways, that is it for this video. I am done making this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. I just kind of want to like to do like a quick review on like my thoughts about this video. My thoughts about Love is Blind Habbibi. I'm getting my thoughts mixed up. But I want to like do this review on like Love is Blind Habbibi, on like what I thought about this show based on like the reviews I just watched alone on YouTube. I didn't really watch the actual show. I only watched the review. And I just want to give like everyone my thoughts and like what I thought about this whole show. Just kind of like a short quick review. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys on my next video. Also, Happy New Year. I know like New Year's Day passed, but also Happy New Year. Like, happy late New Year's Day.